JawSkyKitchen.com. I am Abundance Child. We are making a V turkey. V is for vegan. Unapologetically, we're making this V turkey out of seitan, all right? But basically 4 cups of gluten, 1 cup of chickpea flour, 5 cups of water, not getting all that extra nutritional yeast, salt, all these other seasonings, the soy sauce, nah. It never is gonna make the gluten taste good. What's gonna make your gluten taste good is the brew. What we have right here is our broth. This is what we're going to baste our V turkey with. What we use is some celery, carrots, parsley, thyme, onion, bay leaves, a little paprika, a little turmeric. Those last 2 things not only give it good flavor, but also give it the color that we want to give it an authentic chicken or turkey type of gravy. All right, we need to go ahead and put this in our pot. This is what I call the witch's brew. We're gonna take the seitan that we put in the oven at 350 degrees for 35-40 minutes. We're gonna put this in the broth, and this is what's going to give it the flavor. All right, so in this case, it's not chicken, it's turkey broth. When we put it in our brew, our chicken stock, that is going to give it its flavor. It's self-based by letting it simmer for an hour. That is what's going to make sure that every single piece from the outside to the inside tastes authentic. We're gonna go ahead and let it self-base in that. We're gonna let it simmer for about 1 hour. Once you take your seitan out, then you will find that your water is now murky. It's filled with the flours and the things that you made your seitan with. So how you thicken that up is wherever you are in your evolution in your diet, you will use regular flour, buckwheat flour, spelt flour, arrowroot powder, or cornstarch to make your gravy. All right, today's episode is brought to you by Fresh TV, Earth Balance, and New Weed. I have my mother here today because I was talking about how we just need to add flour, and she was like, "Child, you know we need more than flour to make gravy." So thanks for coming in, Mom. You're welcome. You know I love it.
The gravy that I use is a method that my mother used. I've been cooking Thanksgiving dinner for 40 years, and you start with a roux. You start with either oil base or butter or margarine. In this case, I used Earth Balance. And the amount of Earth Balance and the flour that you add to it to make a roux makes the volume. So then you add broth, that's the drippings or whatever liquid source that you choose to use, and you slowly stir in the flour until the roux is almost thick where you can't stir or you don't find any more liquid. You slowly add the liquid broth or drippings that you had to start loosening up the roux. And the more broth you add determines how thick you want the gravy. And in particular in a poultry or a vegetarian base where you're using mashed potatoes, you want the gravy a little thicker so that when you pour it on top of your base, which would be the potatoes or rice, you don't end up with soup on your plate. So as you notice, I keep adding more and more broth depending on the thickness of the gravy.
All right, this is the same seitan that we cooked in the oven for 35 minutes. Then we simmered it in our brew for about an hour. I let it go ahead and marinate in that brew overnight so that it would have a maximum full effect. I don't have a real cutting technique, however, I am using a bread knife. I think that the thinner that the slices are, the better that the taste is. Some people who are transitioning might not like the sponginess of the gluten, so to keep it thin, you'll be on the safe side. is a basic side dish. It's a yam. I've candied it with coconut oil, pineapples, mangoes, maple syrup, and coconut sugar. All right, just to wrap this up, you don't have to eat salads in order to be a vegan. All of these things here are basic comfort foods that you can enjoy on any holiday season. So do that. Enjoy them. Peace.